Hello and a very good morning to you. Welcome to the Crucible Theatre. We have 2 more days of semi-final action and then the final of the 2015 Betfred World Snooker Championship gets underway. We could well have a brand new world champion with 3 of the semi-finalists going for the title for the very first time. But the 2005 world champion Shaun Murphy is still here, hoping to lift that coveted trophy. This is how they line up. And Shaun Murphy, one of the favourites to win the title and the £300,000 in prize money, taking on Barry Hawkins, runner-up in 2013. Second session of that match starts shortly. But this also could well be the year of Judd Trump. After a brilliant run to the last 4, do not rule out Stuart Bingham, who sent Ronnie O'Sullivan crashing out in the quarterfinals. We'll show you the best of that match during the mid-session interval of our match this morning. But we are focusing on Hawkins Murphy, and this is the story of the first session.
Cover needed.
Well,
Barry Hawkins.
I didn't see that 63. One coming.
Murphy clears up to now be 2-0.
Cost him the frame. This is risky.
Risky it was. Barry Hawkins knows to have lost the frame. He's now won it and goes into the interval with a smile on his face, but still trails 3-1.
He's 60 points in front. He's having a problem with his bow tie. It's come undone. Turn up! 72.
Break of 79 is taking Shaun Murphy into a 6-2 lead. Barry Hawkins will have to find a better way of breaking off in the second session.
Yes, it was a really good, entertaining first session yesterday. And when you look at the head-to-heads between Shaun Murphy and Barry Hawkins, they first met in 2001, and Murphy won that match against Barry Hawkins by 5 frames to 4, and then won the next 6 meetings. And there you can see the red suit is out. He's looking rather calm today. As for Barry Hawkins, well, he needs to really win this session this morning in order to put any pressure on that man there, the 2005 world champion. And maybe he needs to draw some inspiration from the fact that their last meeting at the 2013 UK Championship, Hawkins won it by 6 frames to 5. But he really needs to get his scoring boots on today and put some pressure on Shaun Murphy, who, as the tournament has progressed, has started to look increasingly like a world champion. Perhaps the only other man who can rival him is Judd Trump, who has played some imperious snooker. So Shaun Murphy is ready. Barry Hawkins on his way. He's just left the practice room. It is time to join our MC, Rob Walker.
Thanks, Jason. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 4 days to go, just 4 players remain, but by the end of tonight, we'll have a better idea who's going to be in the hot seat come Sunday's showdown at this year's Betfred World Snooker Championship. So once again, welcome to the semi-finals here at the sports spiritual home, the Crucible. Please welcome a class act on and off the bays. What a brilliant start he made yesterday in this, his first Crucible semi-final in 6 years. The reigning Masters champion is playing the best snooker of his career. A decade after winning the world title, he's once again closing in on the sport's ultimate prize. Ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof for Sean the Magician Murphy! And his opponent, a player who has fought his way through 3 epic matches to make this his 3rd successive Crucible semi-final. Winning the Aussie Open in 2012 signalled the beginning of a fantastic run of form that has taken him right to the top of the sport. After an early night, he'll be raring to go this morning. He's the world number 5. Here comes the Hawk, Barry Hawkins.
It is a great scene at the Crucible Theatre on semi-final day. Sean Murphy has cruised into these semi-finals, beating Robin Hull, Joe Perry and Anthony McGill. He is looking so assured, not just yesterday, throughout the tournament, but also this morning. Just look how calm he is. A very good morning to our commentary team of John Virgo and Stephen Hendry.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, everybody. This is I feel, Stephen, a very big session this for Barry Hawkins.
Just hang on for a second, Sean.
Yeah,
thanks.
I agree completely. These first 4 frames, he could really do with winning 3-1 to get back into the semi-final, get back involved in the match. He'd be disappointed with his play yesterday. Safety was very poor, which is unusual for him. I mean, 14% long pot successes. When you get to this stage of the World Championship, it's just not good enough.
Well, he purposely played it thin. He was concerned about the red near the right-hand side of the table. So not a great white, but safe enough. Barry won't be tempted by the red to the right corner as the black is not available at the moment. Well, there was one to the left corner. That's a cube. Oh, well. On a good day, you get a little bump off the middle, leave you on the blue. But I think he's just about on the green, so he managed to spot one there. Only just went in. Well, a little bit disappointed there to run into the blue. It just took the pace out of the cue ball. Should have known because the green went right in the heart of the pocket. Going to have to go back up for the blue here. Cued it solid enough. But the angle he had couldn't get the right angle on the blue.
It looks too straight in the blue to go the conventional route, you know, in between either yellow and brown or brown and green. So it looks like he's just going to leave himself a medium range red. It's just tough when the black's not available, because if he leaves himself a medium range red, he's got to screw back for the blue again. He may be falling through 3 cushions to get closer to the red. That looks what he's doing. No. So yeah, this needs good cueing again to come back for the blue.
10.
First thing in the morning, John, these are not easy.
Absolutely, but being on a practice table, and that's what you do
11.
on a practice table. You're trying to get that cue going through straight, and he struck that well. But once again, the angle he had on the red, although there was a little bit of jump, just took the pace out of the cue ball. But he's not a bad angle here to go in between the green and brown, come down the right-hand side of the table as we look. Oh, he's going into them. This is a confident-looking shot, deserves a bit of luck. Has he had any?
16.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Knew the pink and black were tied up, so played the aggressive shot. Lots of top left-hand side into the bunch. This red cuts to the left corner, but obviously was looking for something easier than this. Wow. Normally when these are missed, they're normally missed thick.
16.
Unusual to see someone overcut that.
Yeah, but as you said, he was deserving of something a little bit easier than that after the good split. Now, will Sean be tempted by this red on the left-hand side of the table? I think the pink goes into the same pocket for a shot, but usually so good at this type of pot. And there you go. Just didn't hold the cue ball as you would like. It's thinner on the pink, but good shot for starters.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of his confidence. I mean, look where the cue ball is if he missed it. Leaving the frame for Barry.
Seven.
Oh, he's overcooked that. That's a mistake.
Surprised me a little bit, Stephen, there, that he didn't try to come off the top cushion, and then there's a bit more margin for error. He's decided to screw it, but because it wasn't a straight shot, he just lost the cue ball. And the way he's walking up to the balk end to see where he'd like to leave the safety, he's not on the pink. He'll be disappointed.
Brown ball. Sean Murphy, 8.
Well, you couldn't put the cue ball much closer to the balk cushion than that. Good cueing needed here to get a good white back to that balk end. Too thin. But it's never easy when you're tucked up under that balk cushion to play a good safety, and he hasn't done. He's left his red to the left corner. And good solid pot again. This cue ball's going to go a little bit closer to the cushion than he would like. Now, when you're close to the cushion like this, there's not a lot that you can do. You've got to use the natural potting angle. That determines the path of the cue ball. Can he just drop the blue in and finish up on a red? I'm not too certain. Shows you, doesn't it?
Sean Murphy, 1.
just trying to hold it. There obviously is a red available. And he was just trying to drop it in dead weight, but playing across the nap, although there's not a lot of nap, those are missable, as we saw there.
One. Seven. Eight.
Just going to that pink a little bit too much. The reason I say that, I think there was a red available to the right corner. Didn't want to be using the rest. May have to run into the reds here and trying to develop something. Could go wrong. Well, decided to play for this red along the top cushion. And if he's straight, he'll do well to pot this
14.
and get out on the colour. Straight enough.
$15.
That was the problem. So a couple of loose positional shots. And that's end of break.
Sorry? Yellow ball.
Nominating the yellow, of course you better hit it because you can clearly get through to the black. Yeah, nicely
Very
played and hit it on just the right side to leave a good cue ball. Let's have a look at the safety success. That's 70% Barry Hawkins. I mean, I think you should be in the high 80s. I'm neither a player of that, but Barry Hawkins' safety play in the early part of this match was dangerously low. And the reason I say that is because Sean Murphy, as we all know, is such a good potter. You keep leaving him with his hand on the table, he's going to punish you. But that's not a bad shot from Sean. May just tempt Barry into going for this red. If there's no easy safety, players usually try and pot the way out of trouble, but it's a tough one. Didn't see the safety. Now, has he left the red? It's been a little bit fortunate. That red could have gone into a potable position.
I think just on the safety success, I think the 4 players that are in the semi-finals this year are all pretty aggressive players. They'd much rather be potting long balls, getting in, scoring heavily than focusing on the safety. But because they're all such good long potters, and obviously it's, as you say, it's so important to try and get that cue ball on that baulk cushion. Needs to catch this one thin. You're cueing across the red. Easy to play it too thick. No, that's good. Just missed the brown though.
He hasn't done, and Sean will be tempted to play this red, one on the left-hand side of the table as we look. And the reason he will is because in potting it, he will make contact with the other red, but it won't stop the cue ball going back up the table, and the blue's over the middle. Not the best angle on the blue. But he might not need the best angle because there's a red. There you see, kissing off the second red. Knew that wouldn't affect position. Of course, with the blue over the middle, there was no problem anyway. But there's a red on the right-hand side of the table. He can play for off this blue.
Yeah, as long as he finished pretty straight on this red. Just a matter of stunning the cue ball for the black to the left corner.
Yes, and if he can get this one right, he can bring those reds surrounding the black into play. This could be the key shot to this frame.
Seven.
So Barry Hawkins had two chances. His last one was a decent one, but a couple of loose positional shots. Didn't make the most of it. You wonder now, will we get another chance in this very important first frame of this second session? There's the much talked about suit. I like it, I don't see anything wrong with it. I wore a few stranger waistcoats than that.
$22.
Yeah, difficult to see where he's going to slip up from here. Suppose the red to the right, the black only goes to the left corner. But I can't see that being a problem, as long as he gets a decent angle in the black.
30. $31.
Well, he's got to play a cannon here, so these can go wrong sometimes. Just wants to catch the red half ball on the left-hand side.
Judged it well.
38.
16 points to the lead. Quick glance at the scoreboard. Now, if he played for the black, he'd only need the yellow, but surely he's got to go up for the blue here. But red, black and yellow would get him to the snooker's required stage. Can he hold nicely for the black? Feels as though he can.
39.
But a little bit of work to do now with the cue ball. He's going to have to swing this cue ball round of three cushions. I don't think it's just a straightforward run up the table. So screwing round of three cushions. He's settled for that. Good shot. And now 24 ahead.
36.
Pot the yellow, go 26 ahead with 25 remaining. It looks like another frame is slipping away from Barry Hawkins.
$48.
Sit there and suffer in a moment. A little shake of the head there you detected.
51.
This is a very important second session, having dropped 4 frames behind in the match. He needs to win this session, you feel, to keep in touch with Sean. But Sean
55.
Stephen looks in very confident mood.
Yeah, and that's obviously
60.
why it's so important for Barry to win this session. He's such a confident player, Sean, when he's in front. Because all these top players
66.
are great front runners.
And in goes the black. So Barry Hawkins had the first two chances in that frame, but he didn't make the most of them. And as has happened in the first session, Sean Murphy takes full advantage and now goes 5 clear, 7-2. So we're talking about the safety errors, and I agree with Stephen. I think the culture of the game now is mainly potting and break building. But you've still got to make it a little bit more difficult for your opponent, and there's one that Barry played. Tucked under the cushion doesn't make it easy, much too thin.
Yeah, those are never easy, as you say, under the cushion, but I think he'd be disappointed with the more simple safety shots that he's got wrong in this match. I mean, you can't be leaving Sean these shots. I mean, he just eats these up for breakfast. And as you say, Barry needs to win this session. Even if you give him 9-7 down now, I think he'd bite your hand off.
Yeah, and of course the one that cost him, and you said at the time, it's very difficult hitting the crosser red to catch it right. He caught it too thin. That's why he caught the brown in the middle of the table, and that was his last shot. Sean knocked this red in and cleared from there.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, and in talking what Barry needs to do in this session,
Sean Murphy.
Sean will be equally focused. He'll be thinking, I can win this match in this session if I get another 6-2. Or virtually win it, give himself an unassailable lead.
Yeah, of course, these semi-final matches, as we're just over 2 hours and 52 minutes for the 9 frames that have been played. But these matches now best of 33. First to 17. 17's the target now. Nice opening red from Barry. Now there's that cue ball to stop short of the ball line. Will it stop? Just about okay. Nicely on the green.
Yeah, and the obvious difference this time from the first frame when he put a long ball is the black's in the open. So this is a much more appealing opportunity for Barry. Sure, he played for the red to the right corner there, has overhit it, but no problem. Just drop this red in the middle for the blue.
4. 5.
I think the only way he can start to put pressure on Sean is if he wins frames from these visits. Even if he wins frames with 2 or 3 chances, he's not really going to put Sean under that much pressure. But if you're scoring heavily at every mistake Sean makes, that's what puts pressure on your opponent.
10.
Yes, and also I know these players are used to it, but we saw it the other night with Neil Robertson when he played Barry. He was 3-1 up, and then all of a sudden Neil Robertson, one of the best potters in the world, only potted 1 ball in 4 frames. And if you can make these sizable breaks, obviously you're keeping your opponent sat in his chair. And that's what he needs to do for a couple of frames if he's going to get back in this match. It's not slipped away by a long way, but this second session is so important.
18. 19.
Well, a slight little smile to himself. He's finished a little bit straight in this black. He can still get on the red, but he may have to play up for the blue. Which may not be a bad thing if he gets a good angle in the blue. Then go into the pink and open the bunch of reds. But must be a good
26.
angle on this blue.
27.
That's pretty good. Now, full in the face on the pink. And how's your luck?
Absolutely, and just hope that there's no plant, but I'm certain there doesn't look to be any. But he's got to catch that pink full in the face. Missed the pink. What's he on? Is that red going towards the far right corner? That might be as appealing
32.
as anything. But he missed the pink.
Yeah, consequently doesn't open the reds properly. He's looking to see if he can get through to this red to the left corner. There's a red to the right centre, but he can't really do much with the cue ball. And if he missed it, he'd be leaving this red that he's looking at now, so he feels he can get through to this.
Must be very tight. Well, it begs the question,
Barry Hawkins.
could he hit enough of that
32.
red? He's overcut it by so far. And sometimes, Stephen, you know, you can convince yourself sometimes because you desperately want to keep the break going.
Exactly. Oh, Sean Murphy, in my opinion, the best player in the world with the rest. Just hits it so well.
Cue ball needs to slow up.
1.
Well, it wasn't in line with the pocket, but this time, as I said before, when you're near a cushion, you can only just pot the ball. He missed the blue, similar to this in the last frame. He won't be missing this. And the reason I say that, there was a purpose behind that. He could go through nice and smooth. He knew he had the red over the left corner pocket.
6.
This is a terrific chance now, and this will really hurt Barry, because he's opened the reds for him.
7.
No, nice angle. He can play a cannon on the red. It's just to the right of the little bunch of 3. Almost immediately above the black. Just got into the cue ball a little bit. He's still on this red. To the left corner, so he's okay, but that could have gone wrong there. He wanted a more
14.
full ball cannon on that red.
$15.
The only reds that seem to be out of commission at the moment, the 3 reds immediately behind the pink, but he's got other loose reds to play on for the time being. And may even take this opportunity. Well, I don't know.
22.
I think if he's on the red to the middle, I play the red to the middle. The one just above the black, you could run out of position. So this is the safer option.
23.
This happens so often in matches, though, when someone's got a big lead. The other player's so desperate to get in, gets 30 or 40, makes a mistake, and the player in front just picks up the pieces.
$30.
68 points as a target to get to the snooker's required stage. He's already got 30 of them. Another 38 required.
31.
Well, he could not have played that any better. The frame is now at his mercy.
38. Yeah.
Struck that beautifully.
39.
They choose to play as a little cannon on the 3 reds below the pink, the one on the right. Instead he's just dropped the black in for red to the left centre, so
46.
still in perfect position.
$47. $54.
These 3 reds in the open would be more than enough to clinch the frame now. This visit.
55.
And you can't see where he could go wrong. I'm sure Barry Hawkins came in after a good night's sleep, which we were mulling over the fact yesterday
62.
that he didn't get because of his late finish with Neil Robertson in that tremendous quarter-final
63.
match. But I'm sure he had a good night's sleep last night and hoping for a better start than this. And that's it. This knowledgeable crucible audience know that that was frame ball. 38 ahead now, 35 remaining.
71.
And that would just basically mean that Barry Hawkins will not be coming back to the table.
$78.
This will be the 70th
$80.
century break of the tournament, and the Bluebell Wood Children's Hospice will benefit by an extra £25,000. That's what the sponsors
83.
Betfred have agreed to donate when they hit the 70 century breaks mark.
$87. $92. $98.
This for the 70th century break of this year's World Championship. Absolutely superb. Okay, Barry Hawkins had the first chance. He owned the reds. Tanner! He owned the reds, so Sean Murphy didn't have a lot of work to do when Barry made the mistake. But you've still got to pot them. And the magician Murphy is now in overdrive and 6 frames clear. 8-2.
Well, Barry's looking pretty dejected, sat in his chair. This is not the start he wanted this morning.
Yeah, we're just having a look at this where Barry played to split the pack. Stephen said at the time he needed to catch the pink full in the face to get the best outcome. He missed the pink, and then I thought, Stephen, to be honest with you, the only red that you could really expect to pot was the one that went to the far right corner. But he convinced himself, it seemed, that he could get enough of this one.
Yeah, it's amazing. And normally at this situation, your first look at the shot is the correct one. But as you say, so desperate to get frames on the board, he convinced himself that he could get it. And see, he's shaking his head. He's thinking, "Why did I go for that? I knew it never went."
I know, and we've seen it so many times, haven't we? Players just
Thank you, frame 11.
desperate to keep going and
Barry Hawkins to break.
just push the boat out
Thank
fraction too far.
He's world number 5, Barry Hawkins. Last 2 seasons have been the semi-final, the final here. He's experienced. He won't be... Well, he might be panicking a little bit, but he'll still know he's in the match. but he needs to break off better than that with someone as good a long potter as Sean Murphy.
Yep, this 3/4 ball pot won't be playing for the black. Going back up for the blue. But look at that, sorry, well, I asked the question there, Stephen. Did he try to play for the black?
I was just going to say, I think he's so confident he played the cannon to the left of the black. He just didn't get enough stun on the cue ball. The black went to the right corner. That just shows how confident he is. But it's a great position Sean's in at the moment, 8-2 ahead. You're so relaxed, so confident. Buckets are like buckets for Sean Murphy at the moment.
I was just going to say that, it's that great feeling, and you've had it more than most, when they just look like dustbin lids, don't they? I mean, they are so narrow at that angle, and never touched a side of the pocket. Now, whether the black's going to be available into the left corner, he's got the red to the right corner, but I don't think the black goes, does it? No. That's why he had to stun up the table. The pink's available.
Just give me a second, please, Sean.
I think he can get the red that's to the left of the black. I think he can get on that to the left corner. That's the obvious red he needs to get rid of to turn this into a frame winning break.
15.
Or a frame winning opportunity. You can stun the
60.
cue ball down. There's right hand side of the table and play for a choice of 2 reds to the left corner. He may decide to go into the bunch, but I don't think so, because I think that will block the black up.
Yes, I think he can get on that one where he's not enough pace in it, so
21.
it looks like he's landed on this red to the left of the black. I was thinking if he couldn't get on it, maybe the one above it, but I think he's perfect. Inch perfect.
22.
And that's when you know a player's cueing well. When he potted that red without any effort, he ran round after 2 cushions. No side, just top and follow through, get that top spin on the cue ball. He'll be feeling very, very good inside now, will Sean.
29.
He didn't want Barry to have a good start. He's had the good start. And it looks to me, Stephen, as though he's in the
30.
mood to kick on.
Yeah, he's just, in sport they call it in the zone, don't he? He just looks so relaxed, confident. Again, these are not easy. Perfect.
37. He's
got a nice angle to go into the reds here, but he's got 3 open ones, so perhaps won't do it yet. In fact, he's got another red, so he's got 4 open reds, and in potting this one, we'll clear another red to the left corner. So this is already looking ominous for Barry Hawkins.
46.
Yeah, we're just showing at the bar there. You only need out before that red another 25 points to get to the snooker's required stage. It's a lonely seat there at the moment for Barry. And even lonelier in the one table situation.
53.
All eyes are on you.
54.
Then off from the break off. He's not even had a chance to get into this frame, Barry Hawkins.
Well, there was 2 frames in the first session. Frame 5, Barry broke off. Sean make a break of 105. Frame 7,
59.
Barry broke off. Sean make a break of 138. Now you've either got to change your break off, because
60.
after this blue and 1 more red, this will be another frame gone. So find a way, surely, like you would in a normal safety shot, of not leaving a
65.
pot on.
$66.
So just the colour required. If he potted the green, he'd go 69 points in front, 67 remaining. He won't be doing anything outrageous. For example, trying to pot the blue and cannon into the reds. That would be silly to do that. The blue wins the frame. Well, he did play the cannon. Imagine what would have been saying if it had missed the blue.
He just doesn't
71.
think he's going to miss anything at the moment. It's a level how confident he is. He's going to take some stopping in this World Championship. He keeps playing like
72.
this.
So this could be the 3rd time that where Barry Hawkins has broke off, left 1 red, and Sean Murphy has cleared the table. Or made a 100 break and got to the snooker's required stage.
78.
Well, Judd Trump plays his naughty snooker.
79.
I would put this down as scary snooker. Well,
Sean
what a
Murphy,
pity.
79.
What a pity. Just took his eye off that black. But Barry Hawkins, nothing for him so far this morning. Sean Murphy pushes further ahead. Now 7 clear, 9-2.
Frame 12. Sean Murphy to break.
Mid-session interval after this frame. Barry Hawkins would love to get it and then just go back to the dressing room and just take stock of what's happened. Or maybe go to the practice room and learn a break-off shot that doesn't leave a pot on.
This situation, you see the difference in the 2 mentalities of the player. Barry's thinking, oh, if I go for this red, it's dangerous. If I miss it, Sean will clear up. If Sean had it, he'd be thinking, this is a chance to win the frame. Great shot, great shot.
Just needs to slow up, needs to slow up. Just run that few millimetres too far. But a great pot, right in the heart of the pocket. But just overran it a fraction.
Barry Hawkins 1.
Well, Sean's going to take this red onto the right corner. Now he's come around to look if the black goes. So you would think if he misses this, he's going to leave Barry in.
Yeah, fair enough. He's feeling confident, but you can't pot everything, and that wasn't an easy shot. So he's presented Barry with a chance now. What can Barry make of it?
1.
I don't think he'll be reproaching himself. That's the way he's playing. He's feeling good. He expected to pot it. As we always say, you can't pot everything. He's not made a bad fist of it so far this morning. But he, as Stephen said, he played it with confidence. He knew he was going to leave the red if he missed.
9.
But these are opportunities, as Stephen said earlier. He's got to start winning these frames in one visit. Keep his opponent sat in his chair. And he's capable of doing it. As I say, in his quarter-final match against Neil Robertson, he restricted Neil Robertson in 4 frames to only potting 1 red. So he can go on a roll. Now Barry. Well, if you're going to play that, I mean, he stunned it. I mean, there's no top spin on it. I mean, you either play a follow through or you play backspin. He did neither. I'm as disappointed as Barry is, to be honest with you. And of course, he's in a position where he's snookered now on all colours, and once again, he's opened the reds up. So if Sean Murphy gets a chance, he's nothing to do.
Black ball.
Needs to get this tight to the black.
Foul. A miss.
Doesn't reach. Missed call, won't be
Barry
taken.
Hawkins, 17.
He's left a red
Sean
to
Murphy,
the right
7.
middle. A nice easy starter. And look at the way the reds are. What a mistake.
One.
Yeah, that was a strange way to play that shot. Look, sometimes your head gets scrambled out there. 9-2 behind. You just don't think properly.
3.
You'll be so disappointed.
4.
And of course it was a difficult one, and black was easiest to hit, but he had to nestle on it, and he didn't, and he was bound to leave the red to the middle. And now he's having to sit there, suffer. Points are now all square, and the reds
11.
all available, thanks to him.
12.
Yeah, this is why I believe snooker is one of the most ruthless sports. Look at Barry. He's just so dejected, and there's nothing he can do about it. As you say, John, sit and suffer.
And you suffer more when you know you've had your opportunity.
19. 20.
All sorts of negative thoughts coming into Barry's head as well. Like, what if I get beat a session early?
27.
These are things that go through your head in situations like this. I think all I can hope for at the moment, John, is that Sean maybe relaxes, his concentration levels drop, and makes some careless errors. It doesn't look like it at the moment. Every time he comes to the table, he's clearing up.
33.
Yeah, I think he's experienced enough now, Sean, to know that you've got to grasp the nettle in these situations. You have played many
34.
matches where he felt he'd have won it and then just took his foot off the pedal, and his opponent's come back at him. This is an opportunity to really stretch into a almost unassailable lead. Nothing's unassailable,
40.
but he'll be feeling that way.
Yeah, I think the turning point in his season was
42.
when he just slaughtered Neil Robertson in the final of the Masters, 10-2. I think that's given him such belief. It was a while it looked like the likes of Robertson, Selby were sort of moving ahead of Sean, so now
49.
I think he believes he's up there with them again. Being talked about as favourites for all these big tournaments.
50.
I think without doubt he's been one of the players of the season for me. He, as you say, his performance in the Masters was superb. And look at his pot success this morning, 97%. If he can continue that through the tournament, give him the trophy now. But we know it's not that easy.
Well, that shows his
55.
confidence. He could have easily gone in and out of bulk to get closer to this red.
This is frame ball. Solid.
56.
But as I say, he's having the luxury at the moment that every time he comes to the table there's a pot on and his opponent has opened all the reds for him. It's an easy game for Sean at this present time.
$63.
There you see it, well past the winning line.
64.
Had a chance of a century in the last frame because he'd made one in frame 10, 105. He's already made 3 century breaks in this frame.
71.
As I say, looked for all money he was going to make one in the last frame.
72.
So that's why I fancy him to make one now. Well, there you go. It's the same black, same pocket. It's got him out.
72.
But no joy for Barry Hawkins. He was looking for a good start this morning. He didn't get it. Sean Murphy has won all 4 frames and now leads with a big advantage of 8. 10 frames to 2.
Well, it seems almost inevitable that it will be Sean Murphy who will be going into Sunday's final, barring a remarkable recovery from Barry Hawkins. But you may have seen our cameraman just catching a glimpse of Barry Hawkins shaking his head. He looks absolutely broken right now, just simply cannot get in the balls at all. And Sean Murphy is potting imperiously well. 5 ranking titles to his name. Is he about to win the World Championship yet again? Well, he's certainly at the moment unstoppable. Perhaps the only other players who could stop him right now are the man who's practicing right behind me, very busy on the practice table this morning, Stuart Bingham, world number 10. He's taking on Judd Trump in the second session of their semi-final. It got underway last night, and what a cracking match this promises to be.
This to make absolutely certain. Well, Ronnie, he comes forward and congratulates Stuart Bingham. It has to be the best win of his career, and that's what it means to him. He's tried 9 times to get to the semi-finals in the one-table situation. He's done it now, and he did it in style.
Just unbelievable. No, I'm alright.
Sure?
Just that's how much it means. That's how much it means to me. It's just all the years of watching them. Come on, grow up. When you turn pro, you think you're going to become world champion, world #1, and you realise how tough it is. And so it took me 15 years to get into sort of the winner circle. So thanks to my coach Steve Feeney since then. So since we've been together, it's all happened. And I think a bit of it as well, being obviously married and having a kid, and just sort of settled me right down. And it's so the last 5 years been fantastic, and so long may it continue in this tournament.
Yeah, he's a great player now. He's improved as much as anyone over the past couple of years. Stuart's been exceptional for the game, and he's really dedicated himself to the sport.
I remember watching a couple of years ago sort of Barry Hawkins and Ricky Walden, and sort of thinking they're no different to me. And I'm thinking all we need is sort of a good week and a half, and you can get there. And say it's been a great week and a half for me, and I'm there. But seeing over the years the one table set up, just sort of hoping one day that could be me, and so it's happening.
It's sort of made for one table, so both times I've played there in the semi-final, it's been an unbelievable atmosphere out there. I've played some excellent stuff so far. I've played very consistent. I've not really had a bad session, and that's what you need to win a world championship. If you can keep going out and getting sort of a 5-3, 6-2 lead in the first session, you're always going to be tough to beat. The sort of consistency has been there all season, and now I've sort of got the confidence to go with it, and I just need to keep this form up, really.
He's got that belief now. You can see it, and obviously watching a few of the frames against Ding. He just out-potted Ding. He scares people the way he plays, and intimidates them. I suppose a bit like Ronnie, really. So that's something you've got to overcome.
For me, I've been around such a long time. I need to sort of establish myself at the top and be very consistent and win as many titles over the next sort of 5 or 10 years while I'm in my prime.
Judd ain't going to be holding back. He's going to go for his shots, and say. If the occasion gets to me, then it does, but hopefully not, and it'll be a good game.
Well, it was always going to be a high-quality affair. They shared the first 4 frames of the first session, went into the interval yesterday evening 2-2. Bingham won the 5th. We pick it up in frame 6, Trump at the table, leading 56-0.
Well, Stuart didn't want to knock the black safe. That's for sure, and there is a gap, I think, past the blue or the brown for one of these reds. He'd rather take the left of the reds, but he'd go into the black, so he's got a slight bit of angle with this one. It's not a gimme. Well, everything went wrong there. The red caught the blue, the white caught the jaw of the middle pocket. Otherwise he would have been safe there.
These are almost a gimme in his last match against Ding Junhui. For the blue to the right centre. It's nicely controlled.
And every chance of bringing reds and the pink into play here. The black's out of commission at the moment, so. That was all it needed to develop those reds. He's coming around to just see if the pink will pot.
6.
Doesn't matter if it won't go past the red. He can quite easily get on the blue.
Seven.
Decent chance, this. The problem you can see is the red and black together on the black cushion.
$13.
The red that's on the black spot, I'd love to get on that in
14.
such a way, such an angle that it could put the cue ball in between the red and black that's next to each other, right in the middle of those two. I'll send the black towards the right corner and now the red towards the left corner.
20.
You'll be thinking about that just
21.
now, although that's 2 or 3 shots in the future, that's what we'll be thinking about.
$27. 28.
He's already looking at what Stephen was suggesting. And what a steal this would be. And what a psychological boost for Stuart Bingham. Because it all looked pretty plain sailing for Judd to level at 3-all.
34.
Too much angle to play in between red and black, so just flick the red away. It's worked well. 35. His favourite night for this frame.
Sure.
Yeah, this was
42.
the shot that Stephen said he's been knocking in throughout this year's World Championship, and that would have given him the frame, you would have to say. Now he knows that he could quite easily lose it and be 2 behind. Still got to knock them in though, but what a chance. Needs to pull up, and I think he's okay.
43.
Much easier to get from one of the balk colours back onto the yellow. Got no distance to travel. And if he takes this frame, he knows that he can't be behind going into tomorrow
47.
afternoon's second session. First
49.
time at the semi-final stage where we have the one table, and he's performing admirably.
$52. $56.
Blue and pink, and it's pretty straightforward where he's finished.
61.
Bingham
74 on the
an
frame.
earlier break of 56. It wasn't enough. That long readiness cost him dearly, and Stuart Bingham cleared up with a 74, and he now leads by 4 frames to 2.
Well, Trump responded, winning frame 7 thanks to a break of 75. Into frame 8 we go, Trump trailing by a point.
It's the old hit and hope. And hang on a minute. That red won't pass the green. The reds are covered into the right corner. There's only one potable pot on here. Is there anything near the pink that will go into the right corner? That all looks very tight there. Well, maybe, just maybe you can get to the potting angle of that one behind the pink. So for a split second there, I thought Judd had got away with that, but he picked that out nicely. There wasn't a lot of margin for error with this shot.
Eight. Nine.
It's a nice lead to have after the first session, 5-3. It really is. Not that you would want it to happen, but you know that your opponent would have to win 3 frames in a row to get in front of you. And if you've got that
14.
2-frame advantage and you can then keep sharing the frames, yeah, it's the way to look at it. And if you can win a session 6-2, well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, whenever you've got a lead in these matches, the next session just puts so much more pressure on the player that's chasing. In this case, if it does end up 5-3 to Stuart, Judd trump. He certainly would be disappointed, Stuart, if he didn't win the frame from here. It's always nice when you
21.
can score off the pink, because you've got 4 pockets to play for, 2 middles and 2 corners.
22.
He's given himself plenty of time here. He's not rushing into each shot, Stuart. He knows the importance of this final frame of this session. And well, it's pretty quick, 21 and 23 seconds. I know he's here with his team, Stuart. Well, went for a bite to eat
28.
earlier, and Steve Feeney, his coach, is with them. Been working with Stuart for
29.
quite a while now, and Stuart has put it down to Stephen that he's started playing as well as he has done. He's won all these tournaments abroad. 2011 Australian Masters,
35.
one in Shanghai in 2014, another major ranking event, and then he's won 4 minor ranking events, all in Asia. And he's realised his dream. He's got
36.
to the Crucible semi-final with a 1 table situation. He got very emotional after his win against Ronnie, and he's got off to a pretty good start here. He's already got himself 43 points in the lead.
42.
There's enough easy reds with pinks or the blue if needed to win this last frame. Judd made a splendid 75
43.
breaks in the previous frame, where he potted balls all over the table, yellows, greens, browns. It's building up nicely, this one, Stephen. It's going to be a very interesting
49.
afternoon tomorrow.
$50.
Yeah, we had a slow frame. The third frame was almost half an hour. But since then, from both players, breaks of 89, 49, 56, 74, 75. This one 50 and counting. So this has been more like it, more what I expected to see from these two players. And I think it's only going to get better.
55. $56. $61.
So just a red to leave Judd needing snookers. I'd like to put another red just to stop Judd coming back to the
62.
table.
That should make absolutely sure now. 69 ahead, just drop this red in, and it's been a good
68.
evening's work for Stuart Bingham.
$69.
He's up against the odds-on favourite now to lift this year's Betfred World Championship, Judd Trump. And it's the best possible start for the very, very likeable Stuart Bingham.
75.
He's been close to knocking in a century
76.
this evening. Wouldn't it be ironic if he did it in the final frame? No, but it doesn't matter about the pick. I'm sure we'll get a century break tomorrow afternoon. It's been a great evening's work for Stuart Bingham. He'll be more than pleased with his performance here this evening, and he wins this first session by 5 frames to 3.
And we'll be showing you that match live this afternoon at 2:30. Second session due to get underway. Then we'll have live coverage for you of that second session. But now we are back with Sean Murphy against Barry Hawkins. Murphy has 5 ranking titles to his name. If he carries on playing like he's done this tournament, it may well be 6, with the biggest of all on Monday. Barry Hawkins struggling to stay in this championship and in the semi-final. He's just been in the practice room. Can he launch an astonishing fight back? Let's rejoin John Virgo and Stephen Hendry.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. And he's getting a lot of encouragement from this Crucible audience, is Barry, when he came out, and big round of applause for that safety shot off the break, but he's left the pot on. But because he got close to the baulk cushion, wasn't easy, and I think he's been left a red to the right middle. Just shows you the difference when a player can't get his hand on the table. Makes them pots missable. So definitely got this one to the right middle. Just went in off the jaw. He's going to get plenty of encouragement. He couldn't do much with the cue ball, so this is a testy blue he's got, particularly when you're 8 frames behind. Good cue, well played. Now he's looking to come back for a red to the left corner.
6.
And I think he's just on it because, and you can see where he's pointing now. If he pots that red, he'll finish nicely on the black. And he'd like to get on the black in a certain way that you can just nudge that red to the left of the black and clear the black spot area.
7.
I don't know where it's just about Barry in this match. He just didn't seem to be getting any movement out of the cue ball. I mean, he didn't want to be this close to the side cushion. And no reason to be. Just makes the shot more difficult, but maybe the black doesn't go on its spot, does it? Well, it goes
14.
uncomfortably. He's got a red to the left centre. For another tester. And
Barry Hawkins, 14.
that's the problem. If you're not getting good cue ball control, good position on the ball, that, you know, everything's missable, but he should have been on it easier than that. But he didn't play a good positional shot on the black.
He was on the practice table, Barry Hawkins, as you suggested, and he never missed a ball when I was there. As you say, you come out here, it's just completely different. I said to him, so you could do with 4 frames like you played against Robertson now. When he didn't let Neil score a single point. Easier said than done, 10-2 down though.
Yeah, but he's got to try and look at the positives, because at the moment, it's just negative thoughts must be going through his mind. It's a horrible position to be in.
4.
So far this morning, it's been a virtuoso performance from Sean. He's played beautifully. Could have made 3 century breaks quite comfortably.
Second, please, Sean.
Look at the total points scored. Barry Hawkins, 403. Sean Murphy has now gone past 1,000 points in this match. 1,002. And a few more to come by the look of it. Jan Verhaas trying to get that pink ball as close to its own spot as it can go, in a direct line with the middle of the top cushion. So he's lining up the black, the blue,
10.
the pink. And Sean just looking where he leaves the nice angle on the black to do what Barry Hawkins had a chance of doing on his last visit. Pot the black and nudge the red to the left of the black out of the way.
11.
Didn't feel he could get that angle off that red, but found a nice angle on the blue.
$16. 17.
And now that chance to just nudge that red away from the black. And that now leaves the black available into both corners. There's one loose red after this one.
24.
But he may decide to leave an angle on the black where he can go into the cluster. Although,
25.
as my colleague Willie Thorne would say, it's a flat back, so he may decide to go into them off the blue. Well, they'll have to play into them off the black, I feel, Stephen.
32.
Yeah, and I think it's the best shot is to leave yourself high in the black here when the pack's that shape. And that's what he's done.
30.
So sort of stun this with a touch of right hand side off the cushion.
Foul.
Well, that was all brought about
Murphy,
because he left
33.
himself a little bit too straight
Barry
on the black,
Hawkins,
and he was
7.
trying to force it. Now, let's have a look at that. I bet these balls were bouncing. That's the problem, you see. When you're actually striking down, playing that stun, you get the balls bouncing, and that black was bouncing as it hit the back of the pocket, and that's why it flew off the table. But it was all brought about because he didn't leave himself the perfect angle on the black. Now, Barry,
One.
can you jump on that mistake? Sean Murphy's hardly made one this morning.
3 reds directly above the black. He can play a cannon on the one to the right. You think he'd leave himself a red to the left corner or a red to the left centre. He's played the safer shot, but I think if this match was closer and he's more confident, he would have played the cannon there.
8. Nine.
Nice angle on the black. There's still that red that's round about the pink spot that is available into the same pocket as the black. Well, he's okay. He unintentionally
16.
kissed the red, but he's just about on this red to the right corner.
Yeah, I bet his heart skipped
17.
a beat there when he cannoned that red. I think the top red of those 3 will now pot to the left corner. Whether it's still available if the place for the pink and the pink's respotted, I don't know.
22.
Well, using my commentator's eye, I think it will be available. And doesn't have to do
23.
anything now, just stun the pink in for that red. But I think there's room for the pink and this red still to be available.
Still to develop my commentator's eye.
29.
Yep, it's okay. But those 2 reds are still tied up, so he'd like to have an angle on the colour to disturb them. I don't know whether one of them pots, maybe the right-hand
30.
one. Well, he's a bit straight on the black for playing the cannon, so desperately having a look to see if one goes to the middle.
Well,
37.
he's straight on it, so he's getting down quickly, so I presume he can pot it. It looked like he might be just catching the red on the right. No,
38.
Good performance, this.
So just the red needed.
45.
And of course that's what
46.
Barry's got to do now. Jump on any mistake from Sean Murphy. Three more frames after this
52.
one to be played in this session.
$54.
There's the high break. 69 is Barry's highest break at the moment.
57.
And most of the modern day players they rely on their heavy scoring
61. $66.
So this looks like going to turn out to be his highest break in the match so far.
72.
That will make him feel an awful lot better. Sean Murphy, to be fair, though, had the first chance and get good position on the black, trying to force it in. It jumped off the table, and Barry Hawkins took his opportunity. Well played, but he's still 7 behind. 10-3 Murphy. And just before this black, Stephen, you said that he wants to leave himself high in the black so he could come into the reds off the top cushion. He just didn't hold the cue ball properly, did he?
No, he needed the cue ball to be further up the table, maybe another inch or two up the table just to give it a natural angle. You say he had to sort of cue down in this, and this is what causes the cue ball to jump first before he even hits the black. So the cue ball's left the bed of the table before it makes contact, which obviously makes the black jump off the table.
Like a couple of Mexican bouncing beans, weren't they? Remember, you used to get them in a little matchbox. Just take them out and they bounce everywhere. But that is the problem. It's all about cue ball control in this game to make the pots easier. But you just watch it bounce. Now look at the black. I bet it was bouncing. It bounced there, and then when it bounced again, it wasn't hitting the back of the pocket. It was hitting the top of the pocket.
Thank you. Frame 14. Sean Murphy to break.
It was a good performance from Barry to still have the concentration and the belief to clear up there. I think both players' break-offs have not been the best, have they?
No. I mean, you know, we've highlighted Sean Murphy's more because when he has knocked the long red in, he's made it count and made a frame-winning contribution. But Barry's knocked a few reds in off Sean's break, but it hasn't been a frame-winning opportunity, so you tend to forget them. But, yeah, neither player have really got it really safe. And there you go, he's got a nice angle on that red to the left corner as he looks to stun round, and he's refusing it. Was there anything else on? Well, that does surprise me. If he leaves this red for Sean Murphy, he won't be refusing it, I promise you.
Yeah, I can only think there was too much angle. The black didn't go to the left corner, or he felt there wasn't enough angle to get the cue ball round. Back up towards the bulk end. As you say, these are the sort of reds that Sean never refuses.
Foul.
Oh, well, where's the cue ball gone?
Barry Hawkins 4.
In the pocket, and the red has gone to the bulk end, so here's a nice easy opener now. And he's got his cue action going from the last frame. Can he make the most of this?
One.
Well, I'm sure he played for the green there. But if he's hampered by the yellow, that's not good. But sometimes in a match it takes just a little thing like Sean playing that black and it comes off the table just to turn the momentum around.
Well, he's got a pot. I mean, in an ideal world, he'd love to have the blue on its spot, but I think the pink's available, certainly into the right corner. was thinking,
6.
Stephen, when the second session started and Barry was 4 frames behind, he'd be thinking, got to close the gap. Now, if he finishes his session 4 frames behind, I think he'll be pleased with the outcome. Oh, it was a kick. It was a kick, surely.
Barry Hawkins 6.
Well, there wasn't much of a jump there. I think that was just a miss.
Yeah, I was just looking at Barry's reaction. Chance here for Sean to get position on the black. And he's just about on it. He'd like to have kissed the second red a bit fuller, but he can still pot the black. Just wanted to catch that red, the second red, full in the face, and then he'd been perfect. Using the rest, and although Stephen said he's very proficient with the rest, it's a tricky one.
Well, I did say he was quite good with the rest. That's not bad, is it? 100%?
You can't do any better.
Yeah, I thought for some time he was the best in the game. And the reason is because he seems to cue the same way, use the rest as he does with his hand on the table. A lot of players cue actions, they just don't go through the ball the same way with the rest.
Nine.
Yeah, and you can see his arm and his elbow. It's almost exactly the same as Stephen said when he's cueing normally. A lot of players have a very low elbow when they're playing with the rest, but he has quite a high one.
12. 13. 20. 21.
So another frame. Barry was in first. It looks like it's
28.
Sean Murphy is going to pick up the pieces. Looks like I'll have to go up for the blue this time. Blue or bolt colour.
Yeah,
and I think he'd much prefer the blue. The blue's always a nice little second option, if you like. It's a good chance to get it back on its spot and in the middle of the table. So if you've just not got the right angle on the red to play for the black, you can have the blue. Well, maybe wanted to stun a little bit further down the
34.
table, but he's using the rest, and as we say, 100%, 16 out of 16 at the moment using this implement. Right in the heart of the pocket.
35.
Nice angle on the black. He doesn't have to play cannons here, because the one immediately above the black will go into the same pocket as the black, and as he pots that, he'll release another one to the right corner. And that's the target he needs, 67. So
42.
He's already got 42 of them.
43.
And as I say, once he cleared that red, he's just going round to look. That red now immediately above the black will go to the right corner, and he's perfect angle on the black just to stun that in. This is the beauty, and this is the key to snooker. This is why so many people find it very difficult and
50.
stringing balls together. It's all about cue ball control. And if you got good cue ball control, it's like we say, the best breaks. People can sit there and say, well, I could have potted that. But it's just having that cue ball in nice position so that you make the next shot easy.
$58. $59.
So just the black needed. That now puts him 56 points ahead. All right, 59 remaining.
66.
So he still needs the red, but formality, surely.
67.
Yeah, it was like a small door opened for Hawkins in this frame. And when he missed the easy pink, it's been slammed shut again.
72. 73.
Another chance of a century. He made a break of 79 in frame 8, 73 in frame 9.
80.
Heavy, heavy scoring.
81.
In frame 10 he made 105. In frame 11, 79. And look at the cue power here. That's what he's got in the locker. Should he have a bit of a problem with position?
86.
72 break, frame 12.
87.
79 break, frame 13. Sorry, that was for Barry Hawkins, so there's been big breaks in every frame. Oh, this is going to be tricky
94.
now if he can't get to the middle of the cue ball. Put him on an unwanted side on. Oh, but right in the heart of the pocket. No problem. I think he just could get to the middle of the cue ball.
96.
So surely he won't disappoint us this time. This for century
99.
break. Number 71 in this year's Betfred World Championship. In it goes.
103.
The record, of course, in a championship. As we get the ton-up signs, I like that, is 82.
108.
Think it's in danger this year, Stephen?
Very much so. For the fact that the 4 players we have in the semi-finals are such heavy scorers.
Sorry, it's 83, but
114.
one more. But yes, they are now, aren't they? The breaks are just rattling off the cue.
141.
So another superb break from Sean Murphy. Barry Hawkins, did he get a bad contact on the pink? Whatever, it cost him the frame. And Sean, as he's done in so many frames this morning, took full advantage. He's 8 clear again, 11-3. So I was giving Barry the benefit of the doubt. Stephen, you're a hard man, I know that. But it was just his expression.
I think it was a resigned expression.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when players get a kick, they sort of jump up quickly, and sort of, you know, you can tell by their body reaction. But
Okay, well, forget the ping. Let's have a look at what Barry's reaction was. No, you're right. He stayed down. So you'd have to put that down as a miss rather than a bad... I know it was a miss, but it was his fault rather than the ball, because you're right. If you get a heavy contact, you know immediately and you jump up. But he didn't. He stayed down on the shot, which makes me think that it's just a poor miss. So what's he thinking, Stephen, you think?
Well, it won't be positive
Barry.
anyway at this stage. As I say,
Thank you. Frame
door
15.
slightly open there. He was first in with a good
Barry
chance in that
Hawkins
frame,
to
but
break.
back to 8 again. I mean, if he loses these 2 frames, 13-3 going to tonight. 8 frames, Sean will only need 4 of them to win at a session early. That's what Barry will be thinking.
The usual red sticks out into the right corner, but it's just hitting that end red, you see, for me, too thick. That's why you're not getting pace on the other red, but Sean's found an alternative. Well, this is superb. There's no other words for it. This is sublime snooker from Sean Murphy, and Barry has a wry smile. He's thinking, how can I leave this man safe? And at the moment, Barry, I've got to be honest with you, I don't know. Beautiful cueing, perfect on the blue, can do what he likes. But no matter how good you are, as I said before, you need good cue ball control. And he didn't play for the red to left middle, I promise you. If he's on it, he's fortunate. He played for one of those reds that's surrounding the black. If he's not on a red, careless.
Yeah, I think he played for a choice, either the red to the left, to the black to the left corner, or the red that is closest to the right corner. I think he was the 2 reds to the right of the table to come in between those. So yeah, that's a lapse in concentration.
So for
Sean
once,
Murphy 6.
and probably the first time where Sean has knocked a red in from Barry's break and not won the frame, or got a decent score. Too thin. Needs a good kiss on the yellow. Hasn't got it. It's in it full ball. He leaves the cue ball on the baulk line. Sean just coming down to see if there's a way he could leave the cue ball in position to pot the black to the opposite corner. It doesn't look like it from where we're sitting. He may have to go back up for the blue. Not on it in the middle, but he's landed nicely. Another good pot. You know, they're always good when they go right in the heart of the pocket, but he's landed nicely on this blue. He could stun over for the red on the right-hand side cushion, or maybe the red immediately above the black might entice him to play for that. And the what if he gets on, if he gets through the gap to the one to the left of the black,
6.
well, if he'd have picked it up and put it with his hand, he couldn't have got it better than that. And he was on it.
7.
What a chance it is now.
$14. 15.
That's Willie Thorne's flat backpack there, as you see. That's why Willie always says when they flat like that, it's very hard to really develop them into good position. Well, he's eyeing up a red to the left middle. If he goes past the pink, that's okay. He's got one to the right middle, a little bit trickier. Does the one to the left middle go? He's had a look at it. Anyway, it mustn't do because he's looking at the one to the right centre. But as I say, they look a lot easier than, well, it's quite a narrow angle, and is he going to refuse it? Play safe? Doesn't normally refuse a pot.
Well, I'll be amazed if he's refusing this red to the right middle. I really will. All players have shots that they don't like. Maybe that's one that he doesn't like. No cuts to the blind pocket, but still, the way he's playing, I fancy him to pot everything.
Sean Murphy, 22.
Strange.
Is it the old footballing term, protect your lead? Think, right, I've built up a nice cushion here. Barry's struggling. Don't offer him any easy chances. But he's not left this safe. This red is potable. And there you go. And he's on the black or the pink. So I'm sure Murphy is certainly beside his seat now, regretting not playing the red to the right middle. Also has to be said, if he wasn't going to play the red to the right middle, he shouldn't have been leaving a chance of a pot there. So we see lots of mistakes when players miss pots or run out of position. Shot selection there.
7.
Let Sean Murphy down.
Eight.
Might may have to go into the reds here. He's got a lovely angle. But you say 11-3 down, sometimes it's not easy to play the positive aggressive shot. You want to make sure the pot.
I think the little cross through 3, I think the bottom one goes to the right corner. There you see
15.
it. It's tight though. Needs to be accurate. And it was.
16. Yeah.
Looks to have finished quite straight on the black. Well, the 5 reds are in the middle of the table. I think the
23.
2 to the right, the bottom one will pot to the right corner. I think he's got enough room to take the cue ball to the left of the black off the cushion and play the black into the same pocket. But the red immediate to the left of the one he's playing, if he catches that, he'll be on nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. And he's back down again now. Can he avoid the kiss on the black? Can he avoid the kiss on the red near the top cushion? All things going through his mind, and now opting for this one, and this red. Cue ball will be running loose. But safely put away and controlled it nicely. But he's under-hit it slightly. I don't think he wants to pot the pink. The reason being, when the pink is on its spot, it may just tie up a few of these reds in the middle of the table, and that's why his choice is the green. Well, making certain that you always feel better if you're going to bring the cue ball off a cushion. Now, as long as he's not straight, he's getting down pretty quick. He must have a slight angle.
Barry Hawkins, 27.
Well, he'd be disappointed. But once he didn't get position and he had to go up the table, and that cue ball starts to travel. All right, he had a slight angle on the red, but not the perfect one.
Can get in behind the yellow here of this red.
Nearly did just that. Barry Hawkins 1 point behind in this frame. And of course it's thick, and that's been his problem throughout this match. Well, he's had a result. Need a bit of luck when you're behind. He was well short of pace, but it just crept past the green, and I think Sean is snookered on all the reds. Bit fortunate there, Barry, but he needs some help from somewhere at the moment. Nicely played. Very nicely played. The first time I ever saw that shot was Cliff Thorburn introduced it into the game, and boy, have they all become very proficient at it now. I mean, just to flick this red, and that was the red he played, and played it that confidently, of course. That's why he's got a good cue ball.
Thanks. Come on, Barry.
Well, Sean had attempts at that long pot. It was close, and as Barry was coming to the table, a lone voice in the wilderness shouted, "Come on, Barry." But unfortunately, Sean has got such a good length with the cue ball that he can't get through to anything, to pot. So maybe just trying to leave this cue ball near the top cushion. Got to avoid the double kiss. Doesn't want a double kiss. And that's all he could do. Now, will Sean be tempted by this red to the right middle? It was a red that he had it in a lot easier position earlier and refused it. And you said, well, maybe it's the type of shot he doesn't like playing.
This is the first little safety battle that I can remember this morning. Been pretty much one mistake in the frame over.
It's an important one for Barry Hawkins, just 1 point in it. Is he taking this on? No, I don't think so. You might be right, Stephen. He doesn't like that shot. We've found his weakness. Leave him that red whenever possible. Well, This is a big shot that Barry's taking on if he's going for the pot. Well, he played it on an air of, if I'm going to miss it, hit it too thin, but the red he's played is coming down. Is he saved by the green? Not quite. Now the red closest to the right corner, Sean can't get through to it, but he can certainly get through to the one just above it, and he can get past the green to play this one, which just about goes past the blue. There you see it. Wow, look at that. Don't even get anywhere near the jaws, and he just floated it in. May have thought he was covering the red near the corner, which took a bit of pressure off it, but he's just playing with so much confidence.
Seven.
The scoring has been phenomenal. As Stephen said, this is the first tactical frame we've had.
Thank you. 8.
No, 95%. It's going to be good enough to win most matches.
15.
Yes, and looking
16.
at that pot success, Stephen, I mean, Barry's still at 90%. I mean, that would win you more than 3 frames out of 14 normally.
If you take the blacks off the spot that Sean's missed, just going for centuries when the frame's already won, I mean, if you put them in, if he'd cleared up those frames, it's probably even higher.
Yeah, and that's safety success, but during this match I can think of 4 occasions in particular where
20.
Barry's broke off, and that's the only shot he had. He's had 2 of those this morning. Doesn't help your safety stat, but it doesn't do any harm to your pot success, because you're not getting an opportunity.
29.
So 30 points ahead, 51 remaining. That equates to red colour, red still needed. There's the red,
30.
Nicely on the black. Just drop the black in for the red on the left-hand side cushion. I'm making this sound all very easy. We all know, anyone who's played the game, that it's not. But it's being
37.
made to look that way. And he's only got to roll this red in to get 39 points in front with 35 remaining.
38. Thank you.
Oh, now that was a heavy contact. The black went straight
Sean
on.
Murphy, 38.
And that will encourage Barry to come back to the table. He needs 1 snooker to tie. You'd love to get tight in behind the green here, but not on that line. He'd be happy now just to have the snooker, and he's got it, but very easy to hit. That's why he needed to be tight in behind the green. If you leave a player at this level a 1 cushion escape, unlikely to miss it. I mean, it'd be lovely here. I'm just thinking, Stephen, could he stun him behind the black here?
There is room. I just don't know if the red's going into the pink if he's playing that shot.
Yeah, so playing thin and trying to get back behind green or brown. Oh, Barry, you can't do that when you need a snooker.
Foul.
You cannot do that. That's
Sean
as
Murphy,
good as
4.
frame over for me. 2 snookers required now, just to tie.
scramble now, Barry Hawkins. And where's this red going? Sorry, John, I'm stealing your punchline.
No, mine's the cue ball, not the red. You can't keep this out, I don't think. So I'll have to play the pot. Well, he tried to keep it out, believe it or not. I don't think I'd have been possible in trying to get on the black. And he's conceded. If he was going to pot the red, he needs to be on a high value colour. He didn't get it. That was the scrappiest frame of the morning. But it still goes the way of Sean Murphy. He's now, unbelievably, 9 frames clear. It's 12-3. Well, Barry Hawkins is in big trouble now in this. It's not as if he had any chances. Taking this red on was always dangerous. He erred on the side of hitting it too thin to try and get the cue ball back. But even hitting it that thin, that type of shot, Steve, when it's almost a full ball pot, very dangerous to play. And of course he left this red.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance of maybe dropping that red in for the black. I think he's at the stage now where he just has to take some risks and go a different way. But that's, as you say, Sean just floated that red in as if it was hanging over the pocket.
Yeah, he's making the game look so easy at the moment, and for Barry Hawkins, it must be the complete opposite. Everything is difficult. Nothing will look easy to Barry.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The final frame of this session. Sean Murphy to break.
Oh, there's that red left out again.
Once again, Barry, I mean, Sean would be taking this on, no doubt. But he doesn't feel as though he can risk playing it. But he needs to cover it. He's covered the one to the left corner by the yellow. And he may have covered the one to the right corner, the one that's closest to the right corner, but with the brown, so... Well, no. No, he hasn't. It's straight though, so I'll have to be digging in a little bit to sort of get a little bit of stun on this, but he knows the black's available should he pot it. I don't know why I even said should he pot it.
Well, to me, he's more likely to miss this black than that red. His long potting has just been immense.
Dropped it in. His long pot success 80%. Barry Hawkins isn't bad at 75%.
8.
That's just for this morning. And I always think if you can get 66% of what you go for long pots, because a lot of them have played as shots for nothing, but there you go. Perfect angle on the red, nudge the red away from the black. Play on this one. Black's now going to be available into both corners freely. What a chance.
16.
Yeah, what a way to finish off a session where he's played so well. This would be
7.
He could stay on blacks.
You're thinking maximum so early?
Yep.
Well, hold on to your hats.
Settle down, please. $24. $25.
Just finished an inch too low in the black, just to make this comfortable. May have to go into the main bunch here, leave the red to the left corner. Looking at the body language, I don't think he's on it.
32.
The right arm that holds the chalk just dropped. It's never a good sign. No. And he'll be disappointed because I think he would have been thinking maximum. He's going to have to bite the bullet though here and just play safe.
And all from just being an inch out of position on the black. That's what's caused this. You say, John, fractions.
Yeah, that's what the game's always been about.
Sean Murphy, 32.
So disappointingly having to play safe, and it's not the best safety. It is not the best safety. The only upside for Sean is this. He's got to do something with the cue ball, Barry, because the black won't go in the opposite corner. And that's what made that red more difficult. If the black would have gone into the opposite corner, he could have just dropped that in, but he was trying to do something with the cue ball, made it missable. All those little things are just not going Barry's way at the moment. And this red is cuttable, and the way Sean's playing, he's not bothered about taking anything on it, appears. Well. He's human after all.
And he's got away with it though. Very fortunate there in missing that red. Cue ball going into the bunch. Barry's looking at this thin cut to the left corner. But you would think once he's missed this, it's certain to leave an easy opportunity.
The game's never been any different. I keep saying it. When you're behind and need a bit of luck, you never get it. When you're in front and don't need it, you get plenty. He doesn't like this, Barry, but he's having a look at the potting angle. So he's going to take it on. It's a thin one, and the cue ball will be running maybe in and out of balk. Not guaranteed to get it safe should he miss it, so needs to get it. Too thin. Too thin, and of course there's no way when Barry misses he's going to get it safe as he throws his cue extension on the floor in disgust. It's the way the game is. It's so frustrating at the moment for Barry.
1.
Yep, in the morning he was imagining he'd be hoping to win this session this morning, maybe 5-3, get back to we'd be only 9-7 down. But now he's looking at losing the session 7-1. And I would say this match is over. And probably even tonight, unless something drastic happens to Sean Murphy's game.
Eight.
So 40 points the lead now, and enough reds in the open to clinch the frame at this
9.
visit. $32 more points needed to get to snooker required, and here's 7 of them straight away. Nice easy black. So 25 points
16.
needed from, well, as I say, there's so many reds in the open. You'd be amazed if he didn't do it at this visit.
17.
Won the first session of this match 6-2. Barry Hawkins needed to win this second session, but as Stephen said, it looks now for all money that Sean Murphy's going to win 7 of the 8 frames played.
25.
But he's played well. I mean, you can't take it away from him. Okay, Barry's made a few mistakes. But, well, particularly off his break-off shots, but Sean's long potting and break building has been of the highest order.
31.
And it boils down now to just this black and one more red. And Barry Hawkins will need snookers.
Yeah, you would think there's a possible way of beating Sean
38.
Murphy and stop him getting his eye at any long pots, because that's the way he's been getting in.
39.
His safety has to be so good, because even if you leave him tight in the cushion, he's still getting them.
Well, if he had lace-up shoes, I'd suggest tying his laces together.
46.
That might hinder him. But drat, he wears slip-ons.
47. Settle down, please.
But he has given us a masterclass of potting and break building this morning. Okay, I know it's been one-sided. But anyone who enjoys snooker will have enjoyed this performance.
54.
Well,
Sean Murphy.
not quite there, but that'll be more than enough for Barry Hawkins. He's coming out and shaking Sean's hand, and he'll say well played, but Barry will be very disappointed. That's not what he wanted. In fact, it's the complete opposite of what he wanted. But what a masterclass from Sean Murphy. Absolutely superb. He wins 7 of the 8 frames and goes in after the second session of this 4-session match, just 4 frames away from a place in the final. He leads 14-3. 13-3, sorry, but still needing 4.